Crime Does Not Pay, the title track by the legendary reggae artist and South African music icon, the late Lucky Dube, easily comes to mind. May his soul rest in peace. Indeed, the Zimbabwe Republic Police also sings from the same hymn book, Crime Does Not Pay. Elliot Kudzai Ganyani is my name, and welcome to Crime Watch. Like all times, it is always an honor to have you along. The Zimbabwe Republic Police does not condone any form of violence, as the nation and indeed the whole world calls for the elimination of gender-based violence in its many forms. Everyone is expected to join hands to protect women and children to ensure that they can fully participate in societal activities. Gender-based violence could take a physical and or mental form, which may have lasting negative impacts on women and children, preventing them from reaching their full potential. The Unite Campaign 2020 theme for 16 days of activism is Orange the World, Fund, Respond, Prevent and Collect. Let us report any form of gender-based violence to the police so that we can help end this cancer. The Zimbabwe Republic Police would like to remind Zimbabweans that we are now in the rain season, and it is therefore important to be wary of flooded rivers, water bodies, lightning and slippery surfaces, among other hazards. Police discourages drivers from attempting to cross flooded rivers. Parents or guardians should monitor their children when they play to avoid the imminent danger of drowning. We also discourage traveling whilst it's raining, as lightning can strike any time. Apart from observing traffic laws and regulations, drivers are also urged to ensure that their lights, brakes, wipers and indicators are in good working condition. Speeding when raining is discouraged, as roads tend to be slippery. No to dropping or picking of passengers or parking near robots. Animal drawn vehicles should be fitted with reflectors. Police will arrest anyone who flouts any of these regulations. The Zimbabwe Republic Police are disturbed with a murder case that occurred in Chitsungo, Pfungwe, in Mashonaland East Province. The murder case involved a woman who axed her husband in the middle of the night following disputes within the family. The shocking part of the story is that the accused was actually in a polygamous relationship. In fact, she was married to the same man who was also married to her daughter. Police encourages members of the public not to resort to violence in cases of social conflicts, but rather to engage professionals such as the police, community leaders, or alternatively professional counselors to settle such disputes. As we move on, viewers may know that a fortnight ago, we aired a story involving the proliferation of fake doctors, with the police arresting one such man in Chitungwiza. Just recently, police have yet again nabbed a Dzivarasekwa man in Harare who was masquerading as a doctor, albeit without the qualifications to do so.
We have arrested a 47-year-old man in Dzivarasekwa, Harare, for illegally operating a surgery. We received a tip-off that the accused person was illegally terminating pregnancies, diagnosing, prescribing, and also dispensing medicines. Acting upon the information, we also discovered that the accused person does not hold any medical qualification. We searched the premises and managed to seize different pharmaceutical products in dirty plastic containers stored in a foul run. The same accused person was once arrested and convicted for the same offenses.
As Medicines Control Authority of Zimbabwe, we are urging members of the public to get their medicines from approved sources and to buy medicines or to seek healthcare advice from licensed professionals. The reason being, medicines such as these that have been recovered at this site would not have been tested to check for the quality. You are not guaranteed that they will work for whatever the purpose that you are seeking. And if they are stored under such conditions, you're not guaranteed that they're going to be safe for you. What we're urging members of the public is to always report such cases to MCAZ or to law enforcement agents.
It is always important to verify who attends to your medical needs, as fake doctors are not only fraudsters, but also endanger your lives, as they can administer or prescribe wrong drugs since they lack the necessary expertise. We encourage members of the public to make use of public health institutions to prevent the recurrence of such incidents. As we move on, the Zimbabwe Republic Police Criminal Investigations Department in Zvishavane nabbed the syndicate involved in multiple robbery cases in the Midlands province.
These accused persons proceeded to Wireless Machias Homestead, who had parked his Toyota Funcargo motor vehicle outside the gate, and they took advantage of the partially opened window and opened the door and ransacked the motor vehicle, where they found a Noringo pistol. They took this Noringo pistol to Star Mine, where they approached gold miners who were camped near Muchingwe River. They fired a shot, scaring gold paners, and they ran away in different directions. They took cash, gold scales, and gold. From there, they proceeded to Mberengwa and stole another motor vehicle, which they drove to Mberengwa turnoff, where they abandoned it.
Still in Zvishavane, the Criminal Investigations Department also arrested a man in connection with a spate of unlawful entry into premises and theft cases. While in the other case, they recovered a vehicle which was stolen from South Africa. Let us hear more in the following stories.
Recently, we managed to arrest accused persons for unlawful entry. One of concern was Batsirai Kangirai Ngube, who was arrested for 9 counts of unlawful entry into premises and theft. The accused persons were using duplicate keys to enter different complainant houses. Property values at more than 100,000 was stolen, and property valued at around $90,000 was recovered. A docket was compiled and was sent to court and sentenced to 67 months imprisonment. We also managed to recover a motor vehicle which was stolen from South Africa, and the vehicle is currently held at station awaiting repatriation. We urge members of the public to visit the nearest police station before buying any vehicle for verification of particulars, either before selling or before acquiring a motor vehicle.
On that note, we are taking a short breather. Join us in the next segment. Welcome back to those who are just joining us. We're in the second segment of Crime Watch. Every institution or organization seeks to satisfy its clients by delivering the highest quality service. The Zimbabwe Republic Police prides itself in Harare's Central Business District Traffic Corps, that is Constable Brian Tembo, whose self-motivation, determination, as well as love for his job has won him many hearts of Zimbabweans. Crime Watch could not resist his charm and had to visit this self-driven police officer to find out what really drives this young and energetic law enforcer to perform so outstandingly.
Indingati chinondidriva kuti ndiite basa rangu nemazvo inhau yekuda kuseva nyika yangu, kuchengetedza upenyu hwevanhu pamwe chete neproperty yevanhu. Kana ndichitaura upenyu hwevanhu ndikutaura kuti kana tikaredusa maaccidents tinenge tichichengetedza upenyu hwevanhu pamwe chete neproperty dzavo dzinova idzo motikari dzavanoshandisa pakufamba.
Even motorists and one of his workmates could not hide their admiration of this self-inspired police officer.
Chawana mama purisa anodarika kana 5-6 akadai so nyika yedu ina. Munhu anonakirwa nebasa rake, haana basa nezvakawanda.
Tadasa Constable Tembo mukomana anoshanda nemazvo, anofarira basa rake, achishanda nemazvo. Zvinotikurudzirawo nesusuwo mapurisa kuti dai takwanisawo kushanda, zvinova zvinokurudzirawo kubudirira kwenyika yedu.
Our combined effort in our different departments across the country will certainly contribute to the growth of our country.
I must agree that I'm equally driven by his energy and efficiency. He's such a marvel to watch. A lesson there to all of us to put maximum effort in discharging our duties across the country in our various portfolios for the betterment of our nation. Monomotapa Police in Gweru accounted for 9 people for unlawful entry into premises and theft. Let us hear Inspector Emmanuel Mahoko speak on these arrests.
We have been grappling as a station with crimes like unlawful entries and thefts, robberies and thefts. However, for the past 6 months we've made inroads in accounting for criminals who have been wreaking havoc in the town and the surrounding suburbs. We've made about 9 arrests for a combined 13 cases of unlawful entries, thefts, and store breakings. Property recovered includes copper cables, a Toyota Noah motor vehicle which was being used by criminals when they went around stealing copper cables. We've managed to recover stolen property valued at $29,772. I want to take this opportunity to thank members of the public, because this achievement came as a result of tip-offs from the public who gave us information which we pursued, leading to these arrests.
Bad driving conduct is a recipe for road traffic accidents. The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe calls for drivers who always exhibit a good driving conduct.
The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe and the Zimbabwe Republic Police are deeply concerned about the conduct that is being displayed by some of the drivers on our roads. We visited the intersection of Parkland and Herbert Chitepo, where there is an island that clearly prohibits turning right into Parkland. We noticed bad driving habits, as some drivers get into the habit of facing oncoming traffic and turning into Parkland. Besides being illegal, it is dangerous. Another worrisome conduct that we noticed are those drivers that go to the right-hand side of the island, drive towards oncoming traffic, and get back into Herbert Chitepo just to get a forward position of 5, 6, 7 cars. This is not only posing danger to the motorists that are traveling due west along Herbert Chitepo, but also a danger to those drivers that will be following the road rules, that will be driving due east along Herbert Chitepo. We would like to appeal to drivers to desist from carrying out such behavior on our roads. The other bad driving conduct that we have observed is drivers who notice that although the light has turned red, they continue into the intersection and overrun the pedestrian crossings. It is an offense to drive your vehicle over the transverse lines, making it very difficult for pedestrians to cross the road. We have also noted with concern that there are some drivers who have, when they fail to get parking space, park their vehicles in the middle of the road at a pedestrian refugee. The purpose of a pedestrian refugee is for pedestrians to cross half of the road, take refuge at that place, and then continue to cross the other half. But you notice that some people decide to park their vehicles there. The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe and the ZRP have also noted that there are quite a number of people who are driving either without driver's licenses or with fake driver's licenses. We would like to urge members of the public to go through the correct processes of obtaining a driver's license. A genuine driver's license can be obtained by going through to the VID, get a booking at the booking office where you are given the date and time of your test. The applicant is supposed to go to the VID reception where they are welcomed by a VID examiner, and they register their test and also choose a random number and go to the room where an examiner will be. In that room, they are also shown what they are supposed to do. They are also given verbal instructions, and the next step is for them to go to the vehicle in the company of the examiner. A yard test involves parallel parking. It also involves an app you start before one is taken into the CBD to do city driving. Upon their return, they are either issued with a driver's license if they've passed, or they are informed that they failed their examination. Holders of driver's license that have not gone through this process should know that they are holding a fake license, and the long arm of the law will catch up with them.
From that message from the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe, we are taking a short break. Join us in the third segment. We are now in the third and final segment of Crime Watch. To those who are just joining us, welcome. In every corporate, there are risks involved. From a security point of view, how can these risks be mitigated?
Today we are going to talk about formulating a physical security policy. A physical security policy is a strategic document that is crafted by top management in order to mitigate risks, in order to reduce risks, to avoid risks, accept risks, and manage them in a structured way. The organization has to carry out a stakeholder consultation process where all interested parties are involved. After that, they formulate a budget of managing the security risks that will be deduced from the risk profile. And after that, the organization needs to agree on a structure or an organogram that will enable the security policy to be implemented. The physical security policy has to be effectively communicated to every employee and every interested stakeholder so that everybody is on the same page, so that the implementation is easy and is consistent, and so that it can be monitored from every angle of the organization. So starting with access control, we need to look at how you screen and you vet contractors, visitors, employees, job seekers, and any stakeholder who comes into your premise. All these people need to undergo vetting at the main gate because infiltration might come from those contractors. We also need to look at the security aids that are available or disposable to the use of security personnel. Things like existence of dogs, existence of firearms, existence of a torch. We also need to look at the legal framework involved in carrying out security operations. We need to look at the rules of engagement in terms of use of firearms. We also need to look at the security of the neighbors because penetration can come from outside neighbors. Employees need to sign a confidentiality undertaking, and the consequences of breach of confidentiality must be stated in the security policy. We also need to look at off-the-job safety because corporate kidnapping is a fast and emerging crime where a director or a security officer or a high-ranking person is kidnapped at home. So you need to have policies and procedures of reporting or dealing with those eventualities when they come up. From time to time, organizations may carry out a threat assessment or a penetration assessment using their internal employees, their internal equipment, and their procedures just to check for the strength or the weaknesses. So it's what we call a dummy threat assessment. Organizations also need to look at the existence of the CCTV, the coverage of the CCTV if there are no blind spots, the existence of security alarms and which security company is responding to their alarm. They need to test the company in terms of response time and their rules of engagement when they come on site.
Police-public partnerships are key in combating crime. In view of this important partnership, the officer commanding police in Manicaland province, Commissioner Wycliffe Makamachi, interacted with traditional leaders in the province with a view to cultivate a culture of togetherness in combating crime. Let us hear him speak.
I've had an opportunity to have an interaction with traditional leadership. The police alone cannot fight and win the war against crime, and hence the need to have the public, particularly through the line of the traditional leadership, so that we sit together as a community, we sit together as a family, and understand the background of policing, then map our way forward in terms of our expectation as both the police and the public at large.
Crime Watch also talked to some of the traditional leaders who were full of praise for this important gathering.
Zvatifadza ndezvekuti propo atizivisa kuti mu constitution yeZimbabwe mune chikamu chinotaura nezvemadzimambo kuti mambo ndiani uye anofanira kutonga sei. Madzimambo anotobatsira mapurisa kuti basa rifambe zvakanaka.
Dai zvikaramba zvichiitika tichiramba tiine ukama hwakanaka hwetraditional leaders nemapurisa, nekuti traditional leaders act inoti isusu tinosungirwa nemutemo netraditional leaders act kuripota mhosva dzinoparwa mumatunhu edu. Saka tichiona tichifambidzana nemapurisa kudai chinhu chakanaka.
Yes, indeed. Together we can account for all rogue elements and live in a crime-free environment. We now move on to people who are on the police wanted list. Adam Mulea of Binga Village, Chief Sianakana Binga, is wanted by Binga Police for rape. In yet another case of rape in Macholand Central Province, police are looking for Tafadzwa Nyakapambe, age 26, of Manzo Village, Chief Negomo Mazowe. Lastly, but still in Macholand Central Province, Bindura Rural Police are looking for Pride Mushore of Chimurenga Mine, Redco Farm, Bindura, in connection with a robbery case. Should you have information that may help the police in locating any of these wanted persons, feel free to visit or contact any nearest police establishment. Yes, we also have a website address, www.zrp.gov.zw. You can also like us on our Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police. Feedback at zrp.gov.zw is our email address. Take time to interact with us on our Twitter handle at Police Zimbabwe. We are also contactable 24/7 on ZRP National Complaints Desk number 0242-703-631. In case you missed any of our previous episodes, you can go straight on ZRP YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. You get any episode of your choice. That's just about it for today. I must say I really enjoyed your company, just hoping that our interaction was equally beneficial to all you, our most valued clients. Yes, as the Zimbabwe Republic Police, we're in full support of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. We say no to violence of any form. Yes, do remember that COVID-19 is still with us. You are therefore expected to stick to the recommendations by government, which are coming through the Ministry of Health and Child Care, so that together we can curtail the spread of this deadly virus. Yes, do remember to take care of your loved ones and each other. Until next time, it's bye-bye for now.